Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. That's right, we're going through the top 100 maps as voted by you at the end of What Map for the last 4.5–5 years, where we were looking at the very best of the workshop, sometimes not the very best of the workshop, but we tried to be fair on all of them, and you've rated these maps up. I've got the percentage rating across all of the maps, and this one of those that scored 86%. Now I know a few of you might be wondering, how do I separate all the maps that are on 86% and are tied? It's a countback system, it's too complicated to go into, and honestly, does it really matter that much? Does it matter that much? Or if a map's on 86%, it's the same as the other maps. The differences are marginal. Anyway, this one I'd completely forgotten about. Totally completely forgotten about. I remember the name, and that is all. Looking at this, I'm actually quite pleased it has made the top 100, because it's going to be a bit different from many of the others that we review as we go down and through the lists. It's a Mediterranean themed map. The original height map was taken from the Balkan area, but it has been heavily modded. So heavily modded Balkan map, and I have read through the description, and if you find this a little bit too arid looking, there's a recommendation for the Laviente 1.41 LUT instead, which will make it just a little bit greener. So if you're put off by the desert look, you can tone it down with the Laviente LUT by recommendation. So what can I tell you about Stretto di Ferro? Stretto di Ferro. Was that an Italian-esque name there? By Hablos. Hablos Stretto di Ferro. So it scored 86% from you guys. It was released in September of 2019, so not particularly modern. On the time of recording, it had 503 subscribers, so not the highest really. Could do with a few more. 67 of those, fairly good percentage there, have favorited it. We have a 4-star rating on Steam from 33 raters, and it uses 30 assets. Well, it's slightly over 30, but a couple of those are obsolete, so you're probably using different mods instead. But roughly ballpark 30. It uses the hazard theme and the relight average LUT, and again the Laviente 1.41 if you want it to be slightly more green, slightly more lush. And I think that's all the information that I have for this map. Oh, it was reviewed in episode 749 of What's Map, 749, where I gave it 4 stars for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. Let's have a look at this map, shall we? Now, I know that the start square is here. I had a little look before I started recording, so we are here. I think I'm going to start down this point here. It'll be a boring flyover to get there, but we'll follow it down and then we'll bear left when we can. I'm not quite sure how the intersections work because they don't really jump out from this height, but let's do that, and then we'll just check over the map and see how it goes, shall we? So yes, a Stretto di Ferro. I no recollection of this at all. Maybe as we do the flyover I might recognise an area or two, but it's from a while ago. And desert maps, I think it's one of my catchphrases. A good desert map is a very good map indeed. And whilst this isn't strictly, I guess, a desert map if it's Balkans, it definitely has a desert kind of feel to it. And oh, I forgot to mention, of the 30 items, one of them is Network Extensions 2. So Network Extensions 2 is the road in operation there. And you'll probably want Traffic Manager as well, so that you can fix this. That's not the map maker's fault. I never blame the map maker for that, but we do have lay mathematics, so it's all set up for you to take over and do a good strong city build here. We had so many really strong maps. When Cities Skylines 2 comes out, it's going to be a long while before we got a selection of maps as strong as we have got here on the workshop for the original Skylines. It's all good. Little trumpet ding dong. And we'll head around to the big old bridge. Everybody loves the big old bridge, apparently, so my saying says. I've got no evidence for that at all. I'm sure some people don't like a big old bridge. Motorbike going past my window. How nice is that? Bridge over bridge. This is very nice. That is very, very pleasing. What a lovely little screenshot opportunity once the light comes from behind us. We can fix that via mods. I'm not going to, but we can fix that via mods. We head on down across to another very tidy. Like the way that has been squidged into the available space here. I'm thinking this is just LOD. The zigzags going on there. Yeah, we moved down a little bit. The zigzags have gone. So just a little LOD issue there. And now we head down towards the start square location. Before we go down, let's just have a little look in here. We're flying past little detail areas like this. This is the sort of thing that makes a map, elevates a map from being good to great, I think. Just little detail areas that have been nicely done, believably lush across there. And again, the trees along the bottom of this, the concrete retaining wall there as well. That is very believable and very nice. And totally appreciated. All of those things, I say. Heading down towards the start square now. I'm not going to stop until we get there now, unless there's something really outstanding along here. I mean, what I'm seeing is outstanding, but I'm talking about something that we haven't stopped for already. I don't think there's anything along here we haven't stopped for already. I think this is, and we'll check in a moment, but this is probably, if it's not the start square intersection, it might be the next one. In fact, it's got to be the next one, isn't it? Let's move down to the next one. This has to be. This is majestic. Wow. Okay. We've got rail going via tunnels through the underside over there. We've got the main freeway running around here. Then we've got a second highway running there, and this is all looping and connecting into. So that's a nice interplay between highways there. Where was the start square? Okay, I've got to find out. I can't remember. Oh, we've been through it. So it was actually over here. So it is this intersection here that'll lead us into the start square, along with the rail, but on the other side of the river. And that's very nice. Again, for gameplay, it's breaking things up. Really interesting breakup of the three. You've got three main islands for Stretto di Ferro here, to build the city around, with the highway running through it, which breaks this up as well. Then you've got, once you've built up your city on these three islands, you can then break out into, you definitely want to have some city over here on that side of the river, and pushing down onto this peninsula area here. I think that makes a very interesting city build. I'm not going to mark out 9 tiles, but I think a city running into that, like that kind of area there, maybe just do some like a small port area, or actually a port area would be here. I think along here would be some sort of resort harbour. So much we haven't seen. I'm looking over here. I'm looking here. Let's go down to the Balkan Islands. These, when I first looked at this on loading up for the first time since like 5 years ago, I saw this island, like these islands like this, and I thought they look like something off the coast of Croatia. That was my instant reaction. And do you know what? It's like Balkans. It actually says it in the description. So when you get a map that it tells you one thing, and then you do your research, you do your reading, and it absolutely matches up, that is great work from a creator. Absolutely beautiful work from a creator. Got the rail and the highway running alongside. You've got a little stop-starty traffic going on here, which of course Traffic Manager will fix. It's very prettily done, but yeah, you're going to want to do a little bit of fixing for the traffic flow down this way. I guess one of the reasons why it's only in the low 80s rather than, would it be low 80s? High 80s, isn't it? It's in the high 80s rather than in the top 20, just for little minor grumbly type things like that. But I'm liking all of the quality on this map, and just the trees. The trees have been done nicely. I think with this map almost begs for a little more subtlety with the tree painting. We've got subtle tree painting. I'm liking that. If we just look at this, right? We just look at this little patch here. This looks really, really good. And then we've got nothing going on here, and I'd just like to see just a little more fade, I think, on this map. It's excellent and it works, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it almost deserves, I say here on this one, we've got a little more fade going on here. We've got a fairly sharp line down here. I think just a little subtlety along the tree lines. Some of them you can get away with, and you can get away with maybe if you had one hard edge, like if you could have a hard edge here but a soft edge here. There are certain, yeah, you can mix things up. I mean, even down here we have got a little bleed here with the bringing that down to the tunnel, and I really appreciate this. I really like this. But yeah, just a little more of this kind of thing around some of the edges just could have elevated this map, which I'm looking at it again, absolutely top 100 maps of all time, no argument there from me. Just could have elevated it a little bit. And if you look at the main buildable islands, almost 100% devoid of trees. We've just got a little edge detailing here, and I think that's absolutely perfect for this area here. You look at this area here, and while there is no foliage here, it doesn't feel empty. It doesn't feel boring. It doesn't feel too small to build on. It doesn't feel too big to build on. It's just a really, really well worked, in my opinion. Let's come down and have a look at. Got this little I'm gonna call it. What was this like? What is this? This I've got a word for this and it's gone. It's escaped me. It's nice though, and it fits the shape. So, and again, it's just special stuff here where we have the natural shoreline, feels very natural, and then we have this extension here which feels very man-made, because it is man-made obviously, and yet it fits the shape. You can imagine that maybe this did come down here, maybe it was constantly flooding and we were going to reclaim it. We're going to make sure that we actually have some land here. That is totally believable. Was there anything else? I'm sure there was. I think I may have seen a castle somewhere or something. Oh, we've got the river. Hang on. Let's come down and have a look at the river. That's a high old bridge. Everybody loves a high old bridge. And then we have the river, which is just subtle. It's a subtle, gentle river with a confluence here. I'm going to go, as much as I like the idea, we might have a look at, if this isn't particularly interesting over this way, this is good. Ah, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I do like a nice river, me. Again, here we go again. We've got, you can understand why we've got tree painting heavily accented down here, just to make this look like it in the rainy season. This definitely does fill with water. Just a little more subtlety along here, and I think that would have shone just a little bit more. Again, this is a top 100 map, so I'm moaning about near perfection. We've got a waterfall that struggles a little bit there, just a little bit. Never got around to making a waterfall tutorial. I don't know if I will now, because we're running out of months. We're running out of months. Yeah, it's very nice. I'm going to pull back, see if I can spot anything that I may have missed from up here before we round off the. But yeah, in terms of the tree painting, I'm liking it's nice. It's not flourished to the next level. And I think maybe this is a map that could have been flourished to the next level. It wouldn't have done it any harm. And it is, again, and we're turning back the clock 4 years. And of course the standards in the last 4 years have gone up. So maybe it's not fair me comparing. Not fair me talking about 2023 standards when you've got a map that by 2019 standards is very strong. Very, very nice. So I'm going to stop moaning. If you can call it moaning. Oh, this is superb. This is... Oh, hang on. Didn't even see this. Well, I did see this. I just didn't look at this. Little... smooth, clean, very believably man-made. Very believably man-made. Excellent work. Hablos, top 100 map. No argument there. How just spotted down here as well. Oh, it's just an island. I thought we had some sort of lighthouse type thing going on here. Ah, okay. I've been distracted one too many times. That is a map I don't recall at all. At all. I mean, look, going back, I had a look at it one more time. I don't remember it at all. I'm so glad that you guys voted it up as highly as you did. I'm going to park the camera about here. I'm so glad you rated it as highly as you did. It gave me this is a reward for me for doing so many reviews. Seeing a few maps that I completely forgotten about that you have just like raved about at the time. 86% approval rating for Stretto di Ferro by Hablos. Back to episode 749 if you want to see the full review. And I think this is worthy. This is definitely worthy. So we've made it to the end of another episode. We'll be back tomorrow. Yes, we will. And with a map from a creator that you've definitely heard of. You may have forgotten about them, but you've definitely heard of them. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't think it's their best work. Personally, I think there's one map of theirs which is better than the one that you're going to see tomorrow. But they only have one in the top 100, and that's the one that you're going to see tomorrow. So you guys disagree with me. You think that this is their best work. What can I say? Anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. Thanks to the BonBon Buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership for supporting the channel. And I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.